So you're about to launch your first product. That's an incredible mix of excitement and, let's be real, a little bit of how do I make this actually work?
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you look online and there's just, well, a million different pieces of advice flying around.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
overwhelming.
And that's exactly where we're diving in for you today. Think of this as your streamlined guide. We want to cut through the noise.
Focusing specifically on using social media, right? Because that seems critical now.
Totally critical. So whether you're actively prepping your launch, maybe playing catch up, or just curious about what really works, we think this will help.
And hey, if you're looking for a quick leg up, like to get more eyes on your social profiles before that big day.
Yeah, you might want to check out rapidboost.net. It's designed to, help boost that visibility for launches.
Good point. Because, as our sources really highlight, a smart social media strategy today, it isn't just a nice to have,
No way. It can be the key differentiator, especially for a first product.
right? So we've sifted through a really comprehensive guide. It's packed with proven methods, real-world tactics.
And our mission today is pretty simple. Pull out the most valuable, actionable insights.
So you can confidently use social media to make that first product launch a real win.
Okay, let's get right to it then. Why? Why is social media such a game changer for launching that first product?
It's more than just pretty pictures, yeah.
Oh, far more. I mean, just look at the sheer reach. It's staggering.
How many people are we talking about?
In 2023, we're looking at nearly 4.9 billion people using social platforms globally. That's what, over 60% of the entire global population?
Wow, that really levels the playing field, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Suddenly, you don't need those massive traditional marketing budgets just to get in front of potential customers.
But what are the key benefits then, especially for someone starting out?
Well, social media offers some really unique advantages. First, direct engagement. You can actually talk to your audience.
In real time.
Exactly. Understand their needs, get feedback instantly. That's invaluable when you're refining things.
Okay, what else?
Then there's the power to build anticipation, through storytelling, teasers,
Yeah.
getting people excited before launch day. You can gather crucial feedback, maybe even tweak the product based on what people are saying. And ultimately, you launch with genuine momentum.
Building that organic buzz rather than just relying on ads.
Precisely. Launching with energy, not just pushing messages out.
Now, the source material hammers this point. It's not just about being on social media.
Right. It's about being strategic, precision over just presence.
So where do we start with that? How do we get precise and effective?
It all starts with a solid plan. You can't just wing it and hope for the best.
Okay, step one.
Step one, deeply understand your target audience. And I mean deeply. Go beyond basic demographics like age and location.
So more than just women aged 25, 34.
Way more. Think about psychographics, their interests, their values, their lifestyle. What are their real pain points? What problems does your product solve for them? What are their dream outcomes?
How do you find that stuff out?
There are tools. Things like Facebook Audience Insights or digging into your Instagram analytics if you already have some presence. They help you see the characteristics of people interested in similar things.
Okay, so really digging deep into who you're trying to reach. What's next after you've got that clearer picture?
Then you need to set clear, concrete, measurable launch objectives.
Measurable is key, right?
Absolutely. What does success actually look like? Is it selling, say, 500 units in the first month, getting 1,000 pre-orders, driving 10,000 visits to your website?
You need a target to aim for.
Exactly. Having these clear goals guides your whole strategy. Everything you post should ideally contribute to hitting those objectives.
Makes perfect sense. Know the audience, know the goal, and then figure out where to find them.
Precisely. Choose the right platforms. You don't need to be everywhere. That's a common mistake.
Spreading yourself too thin.
Yeah, it's far more effective to focus. Pick 2 or 3 platforms where your target audience already hangs out, where they're engaged.
You give an example?
Sure. Launching, say, a new skincare line, you'd probably focus heavily on visual platforms like Instagram, maybe TikTok.
Right.
But if it's a B2B SaaS tool, software for businesses, then LinkedIn makes a lot of sense. Maybe Twitter for industry conversations too.
So quality over quantity for platforms.
Yeah.
Definitely. Once you've picked those spots, what about the message itself?
Your key messages need to be compelling and, crucially, consistent across those chosen platforms.
Consistent. Okay.
Think about the core benefits. What's the unique story behind your product? The guide suggests themes like showing the behind-the-scenes innovation.
People like seeing how things are made.
They do.
Yeah.
Or showcasing the customer transformation. How does your product change things for them? or offering exclusive first access for early birds, things that create intrigue and value.
Those sound like strong angles.
Yeah.
And to keep it all organized, I'm guessing a timeline is essential.
Oh, absolutely essential. You need a timeline and a content calendar. Map out the different phases, pre-launch, launch day itself, and the post-launch period.
Pre-launch, launch, post-launch. Okay.
A content calendar helps you stay organized, ensures you're posting consistently, and stops that last-minute panic of, what do I post today?
In there. Yeah. The guide mentions a case study, Nomad Coffee. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Nomad Coffee, they sell travel coffee gear. Their launch plan was really smart. They started planning about 3 months out.
3 months. Okay.
They knew their audience, adventurous coffee lovers,
Yeah.
focused on Instagram and YouTube where those folks are active, set a clear goal, 500 pre-orders in month 1.
Specific goal.
Very. And their timeline included planned teaser content, reaching out to relevant micro-influencers for reviews, running a launch day contest, a whole sequence.
And how did it go?
Fantastic. They blew past their goal, got 800 pre-orders,
Right.
and built a really engaged community right from the get-go. It just shows the power of that upfront, thoughtful planning.
It really does. Okay, foundation laid. Plan in place. Now, how do we actually start building that pre-launch buzz, getting people excited before the product is even available?
Right, this is the fun part, creating anticipation. Teaser campaigns are great for this.
The kind of teasers work well.
Think intriguing visuals that just hint at the product. Little sneak peeks, maybe coming soon reels or short videos. Even blurred shots can work, just to spark curiosity.
Maybe people guess.
Exactly. Countdown stickers on Instagram or TikTok stories are simple but effective too. Keeps you top of mind. The guide mentions Nintendo. They're masters at using short, mysterious trailers to build massive hype for new consoles.
Oh yeah, they definitely know how to do that. What about getting people involved more directly?
Interactive content is brilliant for this. Use polls in your stories. Which color do you prefer? Ask this or that questions related to your product category. Run quizzes.
Gets people clicking, engaging.
Yes, and it does double duty. It builds excitement and gives you valuable insights into what your audience actually prefers. You could even get followers to vote on packaging designs or help name the product.
That's clever. Makes them feel invested from the start. I also like the idea of showing the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Oh, definitely. People connect with the journey, the story, sharing glimpses of prototypes, the team working, maybe even the challenges you overcome.
The real stuff.
Yeah, it builds an emotional connection. It builds trust.
And what about capturing those really interested people early on? The classic wait list.
Absolutely. A waitlist or a pre-order page is key. Make sure the link is prominent on your social profiles.
And how do you frame it?
Frame it as VIP access. Sign up to be the first to know, maybe get an early bird discount or some exclusive bonus content. Make it feel special.
Good tips. Now, influencers. Huge part of social media. How should a first-time launcher approach working with them? It can seem daunting.
Yeah, it can. The guide specifically recommends focusing on micro-influencers.
Micro-influencers. So not the huge celebrity types.
Not necessarily, especially at first. Micro-influencers have smaller, more niche audiences, maybe a few thousand followers, but they often have a really authentic connection with them. Their followers trust their recommendations.
More targeted, maybe.
Exactly. Think of a new fitness app. Partnering with a few smaller, specialized fitness coaches on Instagram could be way more effective than one big celebrity post.
And probably more affordable, too.
Usually, yes. And the engagement rates within those niche communities tend to be higher. There's data backing this up. Something like 82% of consumers are apparently more likely to follow a recommendation from a micro-influencer.
82%. That's huge. So authenticity and niche relevance are key there.
Definitely. Focus on those genuine voices in your specific product world.
Okay, great. So we've teased, we've engaged, we've maybe got some influencers lined up. Launch day finally arrives. How do we make the biggest splash possible on social?
Launch day needs to be a coordinated push, a multi-channel blitz across the platforms you chose.
A blitz. I like it.
But remember to tailor the message. Don't just copy-paste the same thing everywhere.
Right. Different platforms, different strengths.
Exactly. Use Instagram Reels or Stories for quick visual demos. Maybe Twitter for a live Q&A session where people can ask questions in real time. If it fits, use LinkedIn to talk about the professional benefits or the business story.
And going live seems really powerful on launch day.
Oh, incredibly powerful. Do a live unboxing. Host that live Q&A, maybe even throw a virtual launch party to celebrate with your early supporters.
Well, any examples?
The guide mentions Our Place, the cookware brand. They did an Instagram live Q&A on their launch day. Super engaging, builds immediate connection, answers questions on the spot.
Smart. And what about people who read the product early, like reviewers or beta testers?
Activate them, encourage them, strongly encourage them to share their honest feedback on launch day.
To get that user-generated content flowing.
Yes. UGC is gold. Real people sharing their real experiences. It builds massive credibility, way more than just your own marketing messages.
Makes total sense. It's like instant social proof.
Yeah.
And we can't just post and run, right? Engagement is key.
Absolutely crucial. You need someone or a team monitoring comments and DMs closely all day.
Responding quickly.
Promptly and authentically answer questions, thank people for orders, address any little hiccups that might pop up. Those interactions can turn a first-time buyer into a real fan.
And maybe put a little budget behind some posts.
Yeah, strategically boost your key launch day content, especially things like video demos, glowing reviews, maybe a really strong testimonial. Get it in front of more eyes.
Okay, launch day executed. We've got that initial excitement. But how do we keep it going? How do we sustain momentum after the launch?
That's the challenge, isn't it? Keeping the conversation rolling. This is where you build long-term loyalty.
So what works?
Sharing customer stories is huge. Feature their results, their experiences, repost their photos, their reviews, their unboxing videos, with their permission, of course.
Oh, UGC.
Always more UGC. It inspires potential customers and validates the purchase for existing ones. Builds trust.
What else can we do to keep people engaged?
Post-launch contests and challenges work well. Encourage people to share how they use your product, maybe with a specific branded hashtag. Offer prizes, feature the best entries.
Keeps it fun.
Keeps it fun, keeps them talking. Also, transparency is vital. If you hit a snag, maybe a small shipping delay or a minor issue.
Don't hide it.
No. Communicate openly and quickly. Tell people what's happening and what you're doing about it. Owning mistakes can actually build loyalty.
That's a great point. And what about providing ongoing value?
Yes. Keep sharing useful content, how-to guides, tips and tricks for using the product, answers to FAQs.
Reduces support questions too, probably.
Exactly. And it shows you're invested in their success with the product.
Right.
And keep soliciting feedback. Use polls, surveys, ask what they like, what they want next.
So as you're listening.
And acting on it. That deepens the relationship massively.
There was another case study, Glow and Gather. How did they handle post-launch?
Yeah, Glow and Gather, a natural skincare startup, they did something really simple but effective. After someone bought something, they sent a personalized DM.
Okay, what did it say?
Just ask them to share a selfie with the product for a chance to be featured on their social page. Super simple ask.
And the result?
It was amazing. They saw a 30% increase in user-generated content, a 20% boost in sales the next month, and tons of great social proof for future marketing.
Wow, just from a simple personal DM.
Shows the power of that personal touch even after the sale is made. It's about building that community.
It really is. It's not just about the launch day spike, it's the long game. Okay, so we're doing all this stuff. How do we know if it's actually working? How do we measure success?
Measurement. Crucial. You need to track and analyze your performance to see what's hitting the mark and what's not, so you can learn and improve.
Where do we start with tracking?
First, get the basics set up. Connect your website or your pre-order page to analytics tools. Google Analytics is standard. And also use the social platform's own tracking pixels, like the Facebook pixel, the TikTok pixel.
What do those do?
They help you see where your website traffic is coming from, what people do when they get there, and critically, your conversion rates. Are people actually buying or signing up after clicking from social?
Got it.
Yeah.
So website tracking is essential. What about metrics on the social platforms themselves?
You need to look beyond just likes and impressions. Those are vanity metrics, mostly.
So what should we focus on?
Engagement rate is key. Comments, shares, saves. How much are people interacting with your content relative to your audience size?
Okay, engagement rate?
Click-through rate, or CTR. How many people are actually clicking the links in your posts to go to your site?
Makes sense.
Sentiment analysis, are the comments positive, negative, neutral? What's the general feeling? And most importantly, conversion rate from social. How many sales or signups are directly attributable to your social media efforts?
Right, tracking it back to the actual goal. And this isn't just a one-off look, is it?
No, definitely not. You should be constantly testing and refining. Embrace A/B testing.
Explain A/B testing quickly.
It's basically running small experiments. Try 2 different calls to action in your posts. See which gets more clicks. Test different images, different video intros, different ad copy.
See what works better.
Exactly. See what resonates, and then do more of that. Regularly review your overall performance. Which platform drove the most sales? Which influencer really moved the needle? What type of content got the best engagement?
And learn from it all.
Learn from it all, and don't be afraid to share some of those wins and maybe even the lessons learned publicly. People appreciate that transparency, that inside track. It builds loyalty.
This has been incredibly helpful. So to wrap things up a bit, what are some really practical, actionable steps our listeners can take, like right now?
Okay, let's break it down into actionable steps you can start on today. First, audit your current social presence. Clean things up, make sure branding is consistent, tell your story clearly.
Step 1, audit. Okay.
Second, research. Deep dive into your audience and your competitors. Use tools like BuzzSumo or just search on the platforms themselves, see what's working.
Step 2, research.
Third, craft that launch calendar, pre-launch, launch, post-launch. Map out your key activities and posts.
Step 3, calendar. Got it.
Fourth, create compelling content. Batch it if you can. Get your stories, videos, FAQs, maybe even live stream outlines ready ahead of time.
Step 4, content creation.
Fifth, engage daily. Make it a habit. Reply to comments, run polls, answer DMs, reshare user content. Be present.
Step 5, daily engagement.
Sixth, collaborate and amplify. Reach out to those micro-influencers. Find beta testers. Set up a system to reward UGC.
Step 6, collaborate.
Seventh, track and tweak. Set up your tracking, define your key metrics, KPIs, review them weekly, and be ready to adjust your strategy based on the data.
Step 7, track and tweak. That's crucial.
And now maybe a pro tip. Enlist your network. Get friends, your team, early fans excited to act as ambassadors and help spread the word. Don't go it alone.
Great list. So really, the big takeaway from this deep dive seems to be that a successful first product launch on social, it isn't just about broadcasting.
Not at all. It's fundamentally about building genuine connections, sparking curiosity in a real way, actively encouraging feedback.
And celebrating those early supporters, right? The ones who take a chance on you.
Exactly. It's about that strategic, thoughtful approach, laying the groundwork, building anticipation, launching with energy, and then, so important, sustaining that conversation and nurturing your community long after launch day.
So for you listening right now, maybe take a second to think. Which of these steps can you start implementing immediately?
Yeah, and maybe think bigger, too. How can focusing on building those genuine connections set you up for long-term brand success, something that goes way beyond just this first launch?